Just want to let you know, Anthony's joining us, like I said, from Charlie Gitto's, 2 St. Louis locations, one on the hill at 5226 Shaw, and the second at Hollywood Casino in Maryland Heights. We'll get more into that as we go through, but for now, I'll turn it over to our top chef, Anthony Gitto.
Well, Ryan, thank you for allowing me to cook all these beautiful pasta dishes in your kitchen. Natalie as well, and the crew. We got a nice little crew. I don't know if you can see everybody behind you, but I'm cooking for a crowd, not only via Zoom, but here in person as well. So the pressure is on. I better not mess up now. So like I mentioned before, we got 2 staple dishes from Charlie Gitto's. We got Penne Borghese and we got Tortellini alla Panna. So first off, I hope you got your guys' pots going, and we got this water going over here. It's not quite there yet, but like I always say, a watch pot never boils, and I've been watching it, so that's why it hasn't gotten to a boil yet. So we're gonna start going on our Penne Borghese here. I'm gonna go over the ingredients really quick. I know Andrew was able to send out a list on Facebook, which has been a great help. We got a medium onion. We got traditional prosciutto, Volpe. They do the best. We love them. We got heavy cream and your favorite tomato sauce. Of course, we're using Charlie Gitto's on the hill tomato sauce. I mean, why not? And if you guys are ever interested in buying sauce from the restaurant, you could come into either Hollywood casino location or the hill, and you can buy it by the quart or the pint. And I actually encourage you to do so. We got dried penne pasta, salt, pepper. I hope you got your cognac or brandy, does just fine as well, and olive oil and chopped parsley. If you're busy, if you have a busy household like me, I got 3 little kids at home. I want to say hi to my wife, Kate, and Gigi, Carmela, and Ariana. Hello. Love you guys. Wish me luck. So things are busy at the house. Kate and I try to make things as easy as possible. So grocery stores, you know, they have chopped onion and parsley and, you know, tomato sauce, and they make things really convenient if you guys are always on the go like I am. So I'll just grab a couple ingredients over here. Chopped parsley. People who are usually in the doghouse at the restaurant, we make them chop some parsley. We got a dried penne pasta, prosciutto, onions, and since our pot is still not quite where we want it, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the onion. And I'm gonna show you how I usually like to cut it. So we're gonna keep the root side, but we're gonna cut the opposite side right here. Got a nice sharp knife, thank you to the Beckmans. So we're gonna actually cut right in the middle on top. And I'll show you why we keep that root on top, but we're gonna take that first layer of onion off. We're gonna go for a medium dice here. Now, luckily we got a nice ventilation system, so hopefully I won't cry. The tears won't be going.
Anthony, while you're doing this, I have to ask, do you have any top tricks for how to avoid the crying aside from a nice ventilation system?
So do you have any top tricks for how to avoid the crying?
How to avoid the crying. So actually I found that having a ventilation system has helped. Contacts, I know that sounds kind of odd, but I feel like because I wear contacts, it doesn't really affect me that much. Other than that, yeah, you're just kind of, if you guys find out of anything to avoid the tears, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. All right, we're gonna tackle this first slice here. So I'm gonna go in 2 times. We're gonna go 1, we're gonna keep your fingers up so you don't cut yourself. We're gonna go towards the bottom, we're gonna go 1. And then here we're going to go 1 more time, 2. And you see that root that's keeping everything together. That's why we're keeping that. And so now I'm going to start going across on top. Like I said, medium dice is what we're looking for. A couple guys may come off, and that's okay. We can always tackle those guys in a little bit. And just like that, we got our medium dice. You can put that on the bottom like so. Everybody seemed to be doing okay out there. If I'm going too fast or too slow, let me know. I know we only got an hour, so I'm trying to be conscious about that as possible. I'm going to go ahead again on this one. And just so you guys know, I'm going to be pretty much doing what Andrew sent out. He sent for 4 servings. I'm going to do enough for just 2. So, you know, I was telling everybody here, cooking is very subjective. It's like art. You know, you guys can add as little or as much as any ingredient as you want. If you guys aren't, you know, particularly a fan of prosciutto, you don't have to add that much. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna call on my Bob Ross here. You know, it's okay. You don't have to do too much. We got happy little accidents here. Of course, that's how the famous and original toasted ravioli was invented. It was a happy accident. All right, we are continuing to chop more onion here. All right. I seem to be doing okay with the tears, so that's a plus. I'm gonna snag a, let's see, Mrs. Beckman, we got a nice bowl for me I can snag from. We don't got child locks over here. That's nice. We got tons of child locks at the house, so I don't need a magnet. Kate knows what I'm talking about. So we're going to put all of our onions in a bowl. And it looks like our water decided to show up and start boiling. All right. So if you guys, oh, and I also forgot to mention, I know that when this penne is done, you're going to have to dump a lot of the water. So if you guys have the ability, I would get a second pot of boiling water going for the tortellini later down the road. All right. So let's see. Here's our penne. Don't forget to salt your water. That's important. It's a very important step. Make sure it adds some nice flavor to the water. All right. We're going to go ahead and dump our water in. Give it a nice stir. You don't want the noodles to stick together. There's nothing worse than you got noodles sticking together. It makes everything kind of uneven. About 5-6 minutes is usually a dried pasta cook time, depending on if you want it al dente, if you want it a little over. You might want to be more on the 7-minute side. Prosciutto. Love prosciutto. I love it on my antipastos. I like to eat it just when I'm at home. Look at this. Love it. I could eat that stuff all day. So you can buy it at the store. It's already pre-sliced like this. It's a little bit of a task, but worth it, of course. About to make the best Penne Borghese, the only Penne Borghese ever. We're just going to take these off the paper. So I was asking my dad about Penne Borghese. I've heard it a lot of times. I wanted to hear it one more time before I did this. So my mom has a sister that lives down in Florida. And when my parents and my aunt and uncle would get together, they loved to cook. And my dad and my uncle, they would love to, you know, have a couple glasses of wine, you know, like any good Italian would do while they cook. And, you know, just whatever comes to mind, they would come up with, you know, dinner. And so next thing you know, they're throwing a little onion and a little prosciutto together. And next thing you know, they got Penne Borghese. And my dad said in honor of my aunt and uncle, he wanted to keep to the name Penne Borghese. So thank you, Uncle Ernie, and Dad, of course. So I'm going to take just a little amount. I already have some chopped up right here, and I'm just going to show you guys how I typically like to cut it. So I'm going to laid that all out lengthwise, and I cut it lengthwise. I'm just going to go about 1/4 of an inch. Just kind of try to pull those apart. If you guys aren't sure what prosciutto is, it's a leg of the ham, leg of the hog. They salt cure it over months. You know, the best prosciutto, like you got prosciutto di Parma, they do that over a couple years. The longer the better, just like a bottle of wine. We're going to go ahead and start on our sauce. I'd set your pot or your pan over here. I go medium high if you can. Give that pasta one more quick little stir so they don't stick. Got that going nice and high. We got our olive oil. Say go about 2 tablespoons. Don't want it to quite get to a smoking point, but you want it hot, of course. If things are going to flame up here, things are going to get real hot real quick. Don't worry. It stays contained in the pan. Just stay confident and know that you guys are going to do a great job, because I believe it. All right, things are starting to sizzle right here. Let's see, where's my parsley? This step is pretty important. My dad has drilled it in my head. Prosciutto, onions, and parsley all at the same time. Do not deviate from this. We're going to go with the prosciutto. Listen to that sizzling pan. One of my favorite sounds in the world. Onions right there. So like I said, prosciutto is salt cured. You don't want to really add too much salt because the prosciutto provides that. I added my parsley, about 2 teaspoons of pepper, with just a little bit of salt. Like I said, prosciutto already provides that. We're gonna rock and roll, everybody. I'm not going to use that cheesy line that everybody usually says. It's like, oh, I wish you guys had smell-o-vision right now. But man, it does smell good. So what we're doing here, we're creating a fond. A fond is a technical term where, you know, whether you're cooking chicken or any protein, you got a lot of brown stuff on the bottom of the pan. That's a lot of flavor. You want to try to release those flavors when everything starts getting brown at the bottom of the pan. That's what our cognac's for. We're going to release all that flavor. And that's what things are going to heat up, and you're going to see a little fire. And that's okay. Now, while we got time, feel free to check out your pasta, see where it's at. So right now it's just a little over al dente. So we got probably about a minute or so, depending on how you guys like it. Like I said, you don't have to follow everything to what I'm doing. If you guys want less onions, more onions, less prosciutto, you know, your pasta cooked more, you guys are more than happy to do whatever you want. I'm certainly not going to hold you to it because I'm here. All right, things are starting to crisp up. Onions are getting translucent. I don't know if you can see on one side of the pan, there's that fond. There's that brown stuff on the bottom of the pan that I'm talking about. It's good flavor. Hopefully when I get that cognac in there, it doesn't melt this this camera. That's all right, you guys can bill me. Now, if you guys aren't comfortable with the flames, I'd grab a you know, a covering to the pot so you guys can cover it up real quick. You can, you know, you don't need to blow it out, because what we're doing when we hit the cognac on the bottom of the pan, we're cooking the alcohol out. And a trick to realize when the cognac is cooked out, you smell it, and the smell kind of stings your nose a little bit. You know that there's still a little alcohol in there. All right, guys, look at all that. Look at that fond right there. All right, we got some stuff going on here. We're gonna go with the cognac. Here we go, everybody. Let's go. Woohoo! Opa! There we go. We're getting all that fond up. Now you want to keep some of that cognac. You don't want to cook it all out. You want to keep some of that there. That's good flavor. All right, I'm going to add the cream. Here we go. Charlie Gitto's house-made pomodoro going in. We're going to let this reduce. Obviously, it's a little runny right now, but we still got that medium to high heat going. You're looking for that pink color. You know, go back to your days in grade school, middle school, when you're with the art teacher and you're figuring out what colors together make what. I told you I'm getting my Bob Ross together tonight. I'm going to check on my pasta here. Perfect. Right now it's really good. Got about, you know, 1 more minute left on that. If you bite in the pasta, and you still see, like, you take a bite about half of it, and you still see that there's like a white line on the inside, you probably got yourselves a good 30 seconds to a minute left in the water. No Parmesan is needed in this. You just let that cream naturally thicken. Everybody doing all right back there? Yeah, everybody good? Everybody excited for some Penne Borghese? All right. I know, I think I skipped lunch so I could have some of this.
You frightened me when you said you were going to burn my camera.
Still in working order.
Yeah, I'd move it around a little bit.
Do we have any questions right now, Ryan?
None coming through yet, guys. Feel free to submit some over the chat link if you got anything you are curious about or missed anything. Do our best to cover those throughout. Everyone might be busy cooking. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed the fire. Getting some comments about
So when you guys are ready to drain your pasta, if you guys have a little extra bowl set aside, I would try to take that bowl and get some of that pasta water. That's more flavor. You know, if you guys happen to just overcook your sauce over here, and it seems to not exactly burn, but it gets a little thicker than you guys want. That pasta water not only flavors, but it brings the sauce back to life. You know, you think of something similar like fettuccine Alfredo. You cook that Alfredo too much and it gets all gunky and almost like concrete. You can add that pasta water right into it, and it'll kind of just be kind of like a substitute. I don't need it right now, but just for anybody out there that needs a little extra, there we go. We got our beautiful pasta. I'm going to add it in. I decided to bring some tools with me from work. Figured it could help out just a little bit.
So Anthony, maybe one quick hit for folks who aren't able to cook along with us tonight or miss something and want to catch back up. The demo is being recorded and we will release the video of it. So you'll be able to fast forward, rewind, catch up on anything you missed.
Yeah. Love that. I might watch myself later to see how I did in case we do this again.
I give it a 10.
So, Penne Borghese, you guys, I know I talked about the history of it, but it's really one of our staple dishes at the restaurant. You know, we got family styles. People have like large gatherings between 8 to 10 people or 16 to 20. You know, I see a lot of Penne Borghese going out for that. I know with my family, my in-law side and with my Gitto side, we do actually get Penne Borghese a lot for holidays and special events. I never get tired of this pasta. I mean, it's that good. You know, it sticks to your ribs. You know, you had a decent amount when you're saying, you know, if you're an Italian like myself, you could never have too much pasta. You know, you got to kind of let the belt loose a little bit after Easter or Thanksgiving.
So Anthony, one question coming in about the tomato sauce. Did we put that in with the cream?
Yes, you do it at the same time. When you hit your cream, that's when you add your tomato sauce as well. So guys, we're done with this Penne Borghese right here. I mean, it's a beautiful consistency. It's not too saucy. I see a lot of, you know, I see the parsley, I see the prosciutto, the crispy prosciutto, the penne, which is beautifully cooked. I do say so myself. And then we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring it on back near the chopping block. I'm gonna plate it in a bowl. Make sure you keep your knife under the cutting board. That's what they teach you in school. You don't want it to fall off and cut anybody. All that steam. I'm getting a facial here at the same time. Cooking.
That serving bowl looks familiar. That's a Mama Stock.
It's a Mama, you know, Mama Stock. You got plenty of serving bowls over at your house. I know. I see where the girls get it. All right, we got that going in the bowl. We're gonna garnish it up a little bit. We're doing family style over here at the Beckman house. We got a grated Parmesan. I have been grating fresh Parmesan cheese for hours just for this.
At what age did you first start grading Parmesan?
Very young age.
2.5.
2.5, I'd say. All right, you guys, there we go. We got our Penne Borghese.
Beautiful.
It could very much be considered a punishment. That's why you got to have, you know, good behavior. Gigi, you're still awake. I'm looking at you. I love you guys. All right.
That looks great. We'll take a quick break here, not away from
Sure.
the camera, but just a little transition. Give Anthony a chance to get ready for the next pasta. We're at about 6:26, so right near the midway point. Want to give a quick hit about the young professionals. So for those of you on the call wondering, who are you? What do you do? Why should I know about you? We've been around for 6 years, and we're a board of 15 volunteers with 2 staff liaisons on average. And we are primarily in formation in order to support all of the agencies of Catholic Charities. So we put on volunteer events, we put on fundraising events, and overall, we just want our community, and especially Catholics and young Catholics in our community, to know who the agencies are, how the church is carrying out the mission of Christ to serve those people, serve the poor, serve the needy. And in my case, before I joined the board, I knew nothing about Catholic Charities, knew none of the agencies, and realized quickly that was a problem, and that this is really the hands and feet of Christ at a macro level. We're happy to be a part of that, and we are almost always looking for new members. and we're in the process now of launching a new membership. If you're interested in that, stay tuned. You can like us on Facebook in order to get updates and more information about different events or volunteer opportunities, or some cooking demos like this. If this is a success here, maybe we'll try this again.
If.
No,
I think we're
huge
doing
success.
pretty good so far.
This production really is way more than any of us ever imagined. One of our board members, Jay, is leading this camera production and absolutely
Jay.
killing it.
Killing it.
We're very appreciative.
And Olivia.
If there's no questions, anything else, you guys?
Just a lot of abba-dabba food. Daddy making
Okay.
noodles.
All right, good. Looks like we're all on track. I think Anthony's ready
We're
for.
all on track. It sounds like something Lipsitz should be doing. Oh, Lily. I hope you guys have been on track over there.
Right.
All right.
So Anthony's ready. I'll turn it back over to him.
Thank you, guys. And this really is a great charity. I've gotten to, get to know Catholic Charities through Ryan and Natalie, and they're doing a lot of great work out there, and especially Operation Food Search. Raising money for a great cause. So, guys, if you're ready for some Penne Borghese, go ahead and dive in. I'll join you guys here in a little bit. But like I mentioned earlier, if you guys have that second pot of boiling water going, this is where you're going to put your tortellini in. All right, here we go. My favorite again, prosciutto. If you guys need to chop more, go ahead. I'll give you kind of a moment. I got plenty right here. So tortellini alla panna. You got your meat or cheese filled, depending on if you guys feel like eating meat or cheese, if you guys have dietary restrictions in that aspect. Here we have meat filled. And tortellini alla panna, it actually translates to tortellini and cream sauce. We're basically going to be making a Parmesan cream sauce. We got prosciutto. Look at these mushrooms. Silver dollar mushrooms is what they call. This is what we use at the restaurant. I love them. I think they're great. Earthy flavor to them, and everything complements this dish very well. So like I said, I know I gave you guys kind of a minute to go ahead on the prosciutto. How's it tasting, guys? Is it tasting good? Tasting good.
I'm done camera production.
All right, we got one almost 2-man out already on the. That's good. That's a good sign, everybody. All right, gonna start going on the mushroom here. I'm just gonna go with a medium slice. Nothing really too crazy. You can go as, like I've mentioned a couple times before, as large or as small as you guys want. You could dice it, slice it. It is up to you on how you want it. I'm going to start getting this pot hot over here. Medium high heat again. Two tablespoons of olive oil there. For some reason, I keep thinking about that video. I don't know if you guys have seen it online. It's Sarah Lee, where she goes 2 shots of vodka, and it's like half the bottle that goes into the pan. Whenever I'm looking for comedic relief, I always look for some funny videos online. Can't take yourself too seriously out there nowadays. All right, where was I? All right, we got prosciutto, we got mushrooms. Hopefully you guys thought ahead and thought out your peas. If not, they're going to cook in the sauce, and that's okay. If they're not fully thawed, they're going to cook in the sauce. That's okay. So I know that at with the Penne Borghese, we cooked the pasta first. We're gonna make the sauce first. The tortellini does not take long to cook in the water. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start going. We're gonna get a prosciutto in here. It's gonna be nice and toasty, just like our Penne Borghese did. And why not? Just use all of it. Huh? Never hurt anybody. We got mushrooms in here too. When I think about tortellini alla Panna, it's like one of my earliest memories as a kid. I don't know, for some reason, when I was running around in the restaurant, you know, trying to act like I was my dad, tortellini alla Panna always comes to mind. It was something that I would always order, and it just kind of reminds me of childhood and just being at home. A lot of good memories of tortellini alla Panna. That was for sure. I can't imagine there being any bad memories. We got that getting nice and hot. Let's turn that heat up a little bit. We're doing a little pepper. Just a little bit of salt. Again, that prosciutto is salty as it is. You don't need to add too much. I even brought my lucky tongs from work. Yeah. A lot of good vibes happening over here. We got any questions at this time? We still doing okay out there? People still eating on my side? Make sure you save some for me. I think so. Looks like everything's doing good. All right.
Andrew told us that he recently stopped by Charlie Gitto's to try the Penne Borghese, and he's got his apron on. He's got his stove fired up, and he's hoping it compares or gets close to the real deal.
All right. Well, I'm hoping to give you all the tools to be able to give that to you, Andrew.
Now Andrew's asking, or no, Adam is asking, no, Andrew's asking, what's your favorite Charlie Gitto's dish?
My favorite Charlie Gitto's dish. I get that question a lot. And what I usually tell people is, so recently we just brought back our veal parmesan and mayonnaise on the bone. So veal parmesan with a side of seafood pasta Suzanne. You know, you got mussels, clams, langostinos, shrimp, and a spicy 3-pepper cream sauce. You really can't beat it. All right, guys, you see that the prosciutto here? And I usually follow that up by, and that's only if you haven't eaten in a couple days. That's quite a meal for one person. All right, prosciutto's crisping up. We got our mushrooms are cooking. It's a good time to add butter. Lots of good butter. I actually do have a couple friends out there that are vegetarians. So you don't have to go with prosciutto. You can still make a tortellini alla Panna without prosciutto. That's okay. And then you can go with cheese filling. Now I know there are some vegan options out there, but that makes this one a little tough. That's all right. I know there's a lot of good, you know, heavy cream substitutions out there. Nowadays, everybody's kind of hip with that, which is great. So everybody can join the fun. All right, we got the butter that's melting. We're gonna add the peas. We got the peas in there. Here comes the cream. Get this bowl ready to go. See all that butter come to the top. It'll take just a minute.
And what's Gigi's favorite meal from Charlie Gitto's?
That's a trick question. She is quite the difficult eater, and I mean that with all the love in the world. She's my toughest customer. There's been a couple times where on days where I'm at home with one of the other babies, and I cooked a beautiful meal. It's been a process of a day to get the sauce, and I got food in like a sous vide, and girls come home from school and Gigi wants goldfish. That's happened a couple times, and that's okay. You got to be able to take some criticism if you're a chef, so it's okay. I still love you.
I hope she ate the spaghetti and meatballs tonight.
I hope so too. All right, I think we're at a good point that we can add our tortellini to the water.
She ate all of her spaghetti and meatballs from Daddy tonight.
Good. What we like to hear. Now make sure you guys keep an eye on this pot of heavy cream, because if you let it go too long and you have a lot in there, it's going to boil over and you're going to have a big mess on your hands. So you got to be ready with some cleaning supplies after the fact if you decide to take a step away from it. Like I mentioned earlier, we're making a Parmesan cream sauce here. So we got heavy cream. We're going to add a good amount of grated Parmesan, like the same Parmesan that I took hours to grate. We got our pasta that's floating at the top. It's usually a good sign that it's almost done.
Do you add any water from the pasta into this broth or to the sauce?
You can. You can. You personally, you don't right now. I do have a lot of heavy cream in there, but if for some reason I took I let it cook too long and there seems to be not a lot of heavy cream in there, you can add some pasta water to it. Like I said, it brings things back to life. Always got to have it back.
Getting close to the caprese salad season?
It's getting real close. Summertime. Summertime, you usually get some really nice Arkansas tomatoes. It works its way. So typically it works Florida and then works its way up the coast into Missouri. And we got a lot of good basil from the garden at the hill. This guy doesn't want to go. Sorry for you. There's the tortellini. Looking great. Turn that heat down just a little bit. We're pretty much there, you guys. You got your bowl ready to go. You're gonna plate it up. All that prosciutto and mushrooms right on top. You want it to be a little saucy. You want that Parmesan cream sauce. You guys got any bread from the restaurant, which you guys are also able to buy through any of the locations. Once the pasta's all gone, you clean that plate with a little bit of that bread. That's my stomach talk. We're gonna polish it off with a little more grated Parmesan. A little grated parsley, chopped parsley rather. There you have it. Tortellini alla Panna, Charlie Gitto style. I want to thank Catholic Charities, the Beckmans, and Jay and Olivia. You guys all did a phenomenal job. I know we're done a little ahead of schedule. and that's okay. If you guys are still going, keep going. If you don't feel like your pasta's quite to your liking, that's all right. But I know that we're done on this side, and I'm a little hungry, and I want to make sure I get some before it's all gone.
This looks great. We've got a plate for you right here. Enjoy.
Yeah. And Andrew, thank you again. We appreciate it.
I wanted to cover a pro tip that I discovered from Anthony. So when you go to Charlie Gitto's and you order an entree, so he was talking about the veal parmesan, they got the chicken parmesan, Milanos, you name it. But those come with a side of pasta, is that right?
It doesn't come with it, but all of our pastas you can order as a side.
You can order a side dish.
You can order a side dish of Penne Borghese and Tortellini alla Panna, and I highly recommend it. Even if you guys grab, like if you and your significant other or a date, or if you guys come in yourself, you guys grab a protein, get a side of pasta. I'm telling you, you guys aren't going to be disappointed. All of our pastas are phenomenal. We got handmade pastas. All of our sauces are made from scratch. I mean, it's a from scratch kitchen. You really can't get much better. I love to toot the horn of the restaurant whenever I can. So trust me, you won't be disappointed. And if you are, you know where I work. So come find me.
That's right. So if you can't choose, if there's too many things to choose from, you just get that entree and you go ahead and get a little side order of that pasta. I also wanted to ask, I heard earlier from Anthony that they have the pleasure of cooking for the Avalanche tonight. They are often the chef of the Stars of St. Louis. Can you tell us what the Avalanche players are having tonight?
Well, so we've been in talks with their, I believe it's their, oh gosh, they, yeah, I'm totally blanking right now. But they want to obviously make sure that they aren't eating too heavy, and you know they got they're nutritionists. Thank you, Jay. So we've been talking with their nutritionist. Gluten-free pasta with our house-made pomodoro sauce. They got an 8-ounce filet marsala style. They got chicken marsala, broccoli, and asparagus. So, you know, once they get off the ice, they're going to be hungry. They've been skating for, you know, almost 2 hours, right? And so, yeah, they're going to be some hungry guys coming off that ice, and they're going to have a nice meal waiting for them.
Nice. Well, we hope they enjoy. We hope they enjoy it over a loss.
Yeah,
And,
don't lose.
We'll be dining over a win. Wanted to give a few bit more information. So we talked about Operation Food Search earlier. They've been a great partner of Catholic Charities. You know, this past year has been a really rough year for so many throughout the world, but especially in our community. And we were able to partner with them on a drive-through where we were able to provide essential, just basically essentials, so foods and toiletries, etc., and had a huge event. And we're so thankful for their partnership and for their help with that. And wanted to put something together as a way of saying thanks and let them know of our appreciation. The response to this has been overwhelming. We hit a goal of $2,000 raised. We're so grateful to all of you who contributed. A major success all around. We hope you are enjoying your pastas. Anthony's enjoying some right now. I can't wait to enjoy some here in a bit. I'll pause for a moment. I'll see if there's been any new questions. Looks like the chat's been busy. Let's see what you guys have. Okay, no questions, just a lot of thank yous, amazings. Thank you so much. Great job. Looks like everybody's having a good time.
That's what we like. That's what we want.
All right, Andrew, anything else on your end or any other questions from you or the board members?
I don't think so. I just say thank you again to Anthony. This has been a phenomenal cooking demonstration. I'm still trying to wrap up some of the ending pieces of our second dish here. So thank you again to Anthony and to Charlie Gitto for partnering with us here. Thank you to the whole Catholic Charities Young Professionals team who put on a professional looking show tonight. So we're not professional producers, but I know they did a phenomenal job. So thanks to them. Please feel free to follow Operation Food Search, Catholic Charities on our social channels. Stay involved I know we're both trying to do a lot of good in the community and very much support Charlie Gitto's supporting us in those two missions. So with that said, thank you so much to all of you, our donors, for helping make this event tonight possible and for helping us raise such an amount of money that can create such impact in St. Louis. So that said, we'll leave it to you to enjoy your dishes and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks everyone. Have a great night.